Hello students, today in our unit number 3, magnetism and magnetic effects of electric current. This is the session number 6, and in this session we are going to deal the important topics about the paramagnetic materials, ferromagnetic materials, and the differences between soft and hard ferromagnetic materials. Do you know students, in 1845 Faraday became the first to classify substances as either diamagnetic or paramagnetic. He based this classification on his observation of the forces exerted on substances in an inhomogeneous magnetic field. After the Faraday's descriptions about these types of magnetic materials, now we have invented or we have seen lot of informations about these types of magnetic materials. Next one is paramagnetic materials. What are the paramagnetic materials? When magnetic materials, when placed in a non-uniform magnetic field, the paramagnetic materials will have a tendency to move from weaker to stronger part of the field. Materials which exhibit weak magnetization in the direction of the applied field are known as paramagnetic materials. Some examples for these paramagnetic materials are aluminum, platinum, chromium, etc. The properties of paramagnetic materials. Slightly difference between the diamagnetic and paramagnetic materials in these properties. See, first one, the magnetic susceptibility is positive and small. Relative permeability is greater than unity. The magnetic field lines are attracted into the paramagnetic materials when placed in a magnetic field. The susceptibility is inversely proportional to the temperature. I already explained you about this permeability and susceptibility in the last class, so I think you all know about. In accordance with this paramagnetic material, we have to define a new law which is derived by Curie, which is it is called Curie's law. When temperature is increased, thermal vibration will upset the alignment of magnetic dipole moments. I think you all know what do you mean by this magnetic dipole moments. We saw the magnetic dipole moments in the earlier classes, particularly in axial line and equatorial line. Okay, so the magnetic susceptibility decreases with increase in temperature. If the temperature increases, then it upsets the alignment of magnetic dipole moments. In many cases, this susceptibility of the material is Xm proportional to 1 by T, or Xm is equal to C by T. Now you can see there is a graph which is between the Xm and T. If the magnetic susceptibility decreases with increase in temperature, if the temperature increases like this, then there is a upset alignment of magnetic dipoles. So this relation is called Curie law. Here C is called Curie constant and temperature T is in Kelvin. Now let's see the ferromagnetic materials. The direction of magnetization varies from domain to domain, and thus net magnetization of the specimen is zero. In the presence of external magnetic field, two processes takes place. Let me show the domains which are randomly aligned. See, the domains are randomly aligned, but they are in different directions, not in same directions. If the domains are aligned with the external field, then it's all placed in same direction, towards the same direction. The two process which takes place using the external field is aligned means, first one, the domains having magnetic moment parallel to the field grow in size. You can see the field grow in size. Then the other domains which are not parallel to the field are rotated so that they are aligned with the field. You can see they are aligned with the field. So when this domains having their magnetic moments which are parallel to the field are placed in a non-uniform magnetic field, the ferromagnetic materials will have a strong tendency to move from weaker to stronger part of the field. Materials which exhibit magnetism in the direction of applied field are called ferromagnetic materials. Like this, the materials are exhibit strong magnetization in the direction of the applied field. This is the direction of the applied field. Some examples of ferromagnetic materials are iron, nickel and cobalt. Now the properties of ferromagnetic materials. First one, magnetic susceptibility is positive and large. Relative permeability is also large. The magnetic field lines are strongly attracted into the ferromagnetic materials when placed in a magnetic field. The susceptibility is inversely proportional to temperature. Next one, let's see the Curie-Weiss law. As temperature increases, the ferromagnetism decreases due to the increased thermal agitation of the atomic dipoles. At particular temperature, the ferromagnetic material becomes paramagnetic. This temperature is known as Curie temperature. See, there are the properties between the ferromagnetic and the paramagnetic are resemble each other. There is a connection in between this para and ferromagnetics. Here I show one graph for your reference. In this graph you can see the susceptibility of a material above the Curie temperature is given by Xm is equal to C by T minus Tc. That means this is Xm and this is T. T is the maximum temperature and this is the temperature quotient, and which is we can to find this we have to take T minus Tc, and this relation Xm is equal to C by T minus Tc is called Curie-Weiss law. The constant C is called Curie constant and the temperature T is in Kelvin. So Xm is multiplied into T greater than Tc, which is equal to mu naught into C by T minus Tc. Now let's differentiate the dia, para and ferromagnetisms. First of all, this is the types of magnetism. Let's see what is the difference between these three magnetism. In magnetizing field is absent, that means H is equal to 0. If the magnetizing field is absent, then we will have a zero magnetic moment in diamagnetism, and if the magnetic field is absent, net magnetic moment, but it have a random alignment here in para, and the net magnetic moment in a domain but random alignment of domains in the ferromagnetism. See, the magnetic field is present, that means H is not equal to 0. Then in diamagnetism, aligned opposite to the field. You can see it has been aligned opposite to the field. But in paramagnetism, it is aligned with the field, and in ferro also it is aligned with the field. Third one, magnetization of material. You can see different graphs for magnetization material, which is opposite to the magnetism and magnetic field. Here it resembles that. The susceptibility is negative in diamagnetism, positive and small in paramagnetism, positive and large in ferromagnetism. The relative permeability, it is less than the unity in diamagnetism, greater than unity in paramagnetism, and it is very large in ferromagnetism. Students, we already know that the magnets are made up of magnetic substances and the magnets have certain differences between them. Now we are going to see about the differences between soft and hard ferromagnetic materials. We find the differences based on the properties of the soft and hard ferromagnetic material. First one, when external field is removed in soft ferromagnetic material, the magnetization disappears, but in hard ferromagnetic material, the magnetization persists. What do you mean by the word persist? Do you know? It means it continue and not exist. Now, the second property, area of the loop, which is small in soft ferromagnetic material and large in hard ferromagnetic material. The retentivity is low in soft ferromagnetic material and high in hard ferromagnetic material. I will explain you about this retentivity and the next one, cohesivity, in the next class. The cohesivity is also low in ferromagnetic material and it is high in hard ferromagnetic material. The susceptibility and the magnetic permeability are high in soft and low in hard ferromagnetic material. And the sixth property, hysteresis loss. Hysteresis loss is less in soft ferromagnetic material and it is more in hard ferromagnetic material. Finally, the uses. The soft ferromagnetic materials are used as solenoid core, transformer core and electromagnets. Usually we find this soft ferromagnetic materials as soft iron, mu metal and stelloid. And the uses of the hard ferromagnetic material are the permanent magnets. And we can see this hard ferromagnetic materials in steel, alnico and lodestone. Thank you, students.